Hi guys, what are we gonna do today? I know what we're gonna do today. Take a look. We're gonna do these cute little wall pockets. They're actually small enough that you could put them on your Thanksgiving plate. Wouldn't that be cute with a little note, maybe their name on it, some fun treats? But you could even hang them up or whatever you would like. So let's get started. So to get started, when we're doing this project, we're gonna need the backing and we're going to need the front. This is what it'll look like. So these are some clam boxes. You could use any sort of a rounded carton that you might have. One carton will do 4 of these. First thing I'm gonna do is cut them down the center. And since I know that these are 4 inches, I'm just gonna make a little guideline and mark it at 2 inches. I'm just using this metal bar, or you could use a metal ruler and an X-Acto, and I am just gonna cut through this box. Okay, I am going to trim a little bit of this excess off so both sides look the same. So this edge with the excess is where they were hinged. You're going to see that excess there. So we're just going to be using this one, and I am just going to sand this to make this smooth. You could just use a little hand sander, but I was doing lots and lots of these, so I am using my palm sander, and it does give it a really nice smooth edge. So the second piece we're gonna need is our chipboard behind. I'm just using this chipboard that I have, and it's 5 by 7. I found that if I cut it in half, it was just perfect. So we're having 5 by 3.5. So I'll cut this, and you'll get 2 out of this. And the next thing I wanted is rounded corners. So to make these nice and rounded, I just lined this box edge up and just trimmed these corners. And it matches the corners on the carton. Okay, so now we're gonna do our clay and we're going to glue him on here. Okay, so for the front of this box, I'm gonna do one for fall. So I'm gonna be using my IOD mold with all the sunflowers, and I'm using these 2 small pieces. But depending on your holiday, you could use any pieces that you want that would fit on the front of this. A little bit of cornstarch in my mold. So I'm using my IOD air dry clay, and you can use whatever your favorite method is in your molds. I'm gonna pop these guys out, and then I am just going to glue this on here and let it set just a little bit. I'm using my Titebond Quick and Thick. And if your mold's just a little bigger, you can just roll it over the edge. And I'm just gonna let this set up just for a little bit, just to get a little bit of a hardness over the top of it. So after this is dried just a little bit, we're going to paint this and our backing. So you can do your colors depending on the theme that you're doing. I'm just gonna use tans, and I'm gonna use a gold for the sunflower and green for the leaves. I'm just gonna cover the whole thing, and then I'm going to recover the sunflower with a gold. And at this point, I'm actually gonna do the inside also. I'm gonna let this set for a minute just to dry up a little bit. And then any of your embellishments you want onto the back before you attach this on here. So I'm gonna put just a little bit of a sealer on here because I'm gonna be applying a transfer. If you were stamping, you probably wouldn't need to do this first. So it just depends on what you're wanting on your background. So I'm just gonna let this dry really quick, and then I'll put my transfer on here. So you can see on this one, what I had done is I had just used a stamp and stamped that in here. On this one, I think I'm just gonna add a couple simple leaves that are transfers. I might just use these 2. I think I'll put my biggest one behind, and it's gonna go right here. And I like the simplicity of that, so I think I'm gonna leave it like that, and now we are going to paint the sunflower and the leaf. So I'm just gonna paint these. Let your paint dry at the back, because I'm gonna add a little bit of crackle to it. And I'm using my crackle stamp. And the paint and the sealer is dry on this. And the paint is dry on this as well. I'm gonna do a little distressing to this. And you can do as much as you'd like, or none. And this activates with water with your distressing ink. I'm gonna add some sealer to the top of this so I can use a light black wash over it to fill in. So I need to seal this first, otherwise the wash will just soak right into the color. I am going to use some Type Bond Quick and Thick again, and I'm gonna glue this onto the edge. I'm gonna get the excess glue off of here. And this bonds pretty quickly, so just hold this for a second. So I'm just gonna use some very, very watered down black paint here and just go over my flower. I'm gonna let this dry for a second, and then I am gonna wipe it back. And I'm just gonna use a baby wipe, and I'm just gonna wipe it back. I'm just gonna do a little more antiquing on here and then seal it again. Okay, now we'll just let this dry. So I hope you guys try this out with whatever you already have, and you can come up with different decor for different seasons. This one's definitely very fall, but you can see we even did a few others a little bigger and just a little bit different theme on here. So you could try this out to fill full of anything. And if you are interested in any of the supplies we used, we'll have it listed at the bottom. Thanks guys, have fun.